légaux que je le croyais. Et moi qui me demandais comment j'allais nous tirer de là. Écoute, ne dis pas un mot de tout ça, Couder. Compris?
Bien sûr, mon oncle. Je suis désolé, vous ne pouvez pas vous imaginer à quel point. Ça ne se reproduira plus.
Et pour la dernière fois, arrête de m'appeler mon nom.
Do you have a match?
Aren't you a little young to smoke?
Monsieur, I'm not a little girl. I have just spent the whole season in Paris. I'm very tired and I want to smoke. Thank you.
Что ты произошло?
Вы говорите по-русски?
Немного. Only what my mother was able to teach me.
How funny! An American who speaks Russian. Then you heard the horrible things that man said to my grandfather.
Who is he?
His name is Alexei. We grew up together. We used to play together every summer in Odessa. I can't imagine why he should want to quarrel with my grandfather. It's so childish.
Well, maybe he'll grow up. Like you. Do you think you could read this?
The Firebird. It's beautiful. Look at his burning tail. Where did it come from?
It belonged to a friend of mine. What does it say?
It's a poem for children. It's a story about Prince Ivan and the Firebird. If you like, I could write out a translation and give it to you in the morning.
Спасибо, Татьяна.
Не за что. Спокойной ночи.
Bonsoir, monsieur.
Pardon me?
Why don't you make it sing?
I saw your light. I thought you might be having trouble sleeping.
I had a bad nightmare. It woke me up.
Can I come in?
Why not? Runter, Maxel. Make yourself comfortable. I'm sorry the place is a mess.
Do you always carry a gun on your concert tours?
A woman traveling alone has to be careful.
I would have thought Max was enough protection.
You are not Tyler Whitney. Who are you?
My name is Robert Cath.
What do you want?
Tyler Whitney was a friend of mine.
What's that supposed to mean? Maxel, bleib hier. Sitz.
Let me through, I'm a doctor.
Слышите, как они поют? Таня, посмотри на его руки. Они покрыты
Boil some water.
шерстью, черной шерстью. Неужели ты не видишь?
Vasily!
What are you doing? What kind of a doctor are you?
Тебя-то я знаю. Ты за мною пришел, убийца. Таня, подай мне нож. Я вырежу его сердце и скормлю волкам!
Dedushka! Oh, don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's saying.
Vasily Alexandrovich!
Who are you?
Set it down over there.
Mais pour l'amour du ciel, que signifient ces cris? C'est impossible de dormir dans un tel
Brew this in a
vacarme.
tea and give him a cup every 4 hours. Can you do that?
Yes.
What on earth is the matter with
Let's clear out. Let him sleep.
Vous avez entendu le docteur. Tout le monde dehors. Il faut le laisser se reposer.
Miss Tatiana, could I speak with you?
Oh, ça c'est rien.
I don't want to frighten you, but I think someone went into my compartment while I was at dinner. No. Would you think I was very silly if I asked you to keep it for me, just until we reach Vienna?
Of course not. I would be glad to.
You mustn't tell anybody. It will be our secret.
Good night, Miss Wolf.
Good night, Mr. Whitney.
Have a good night.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Are you still here? Tell His Excellency I'd like to... Tell him I want to talk to him about the Firebird.
The American, Your Excellency. I believe this time you want to speak to him.
Yes. Come in. Make yourself comfortable. Why, thank you, Kahina. I think I will.
Good morning, Mr. Khan. I hope you have good news for me today.
That depends. Do you still want the Firebird?
Do you have it?
What happened to Tyler?
The misadventures of Mr. Whitney and his colleagues are of no interest to me. Let us conclude this transaction quickly. We both have many other things to do. I with my collection, and you with your travels and special interests. Your treatment of Vasily Alexandrovich, for example. Datura stramonium. Very interesting.
It's very simple.
Simple to us, perhaps. But few European doctors would have thought of it. Once in Nigeria, but I digress. Do you have the Firebird?
Not technically.
Then I shall waste no more of your time. I shall look forward to our next meeting, Mr. Khan.
He knows nothing. It is as I thought. The Austrian woman has the Firebird.
Forgive me, Your Excellency.
I told you so last night. Why have you not searched her compartment?
The compartment is guarded, Your Excellency, day and night.
Ah, yes, the dog.
I am not afraid, Your Excellency, but if I enter the compartment, that dog will attack me. If Your Excellency wishes, of course.
I understand, Kahina. Several hours remain before Vienna. I will arrange a convenient absence for Miss Wolf, and this animal whose presence seems to make you so uneasy. Then, Kahina, you will find the Firebird.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Milosh?
J'ai vu un scarabée noir.
Vraiment?
Pardon me?
Et je l'ai attrapé. Mais il est parti.
Milosh, we need to talk.
Pazi, možda je naoružan.
August Schmidt thinks I'm Tyler. I went along with it to keep the game going. Now I want to know what the game is.
Emo ništa da mu govoriš.
On je bre ženo Tylerov prijatelj.
Tebi je svako prijatelj.
Come, sit down. Have you heard of unity or death?
Sure. That's Harvard's motto. Where is it, the post office?
Unity or death is a sacred vow. Crna ruka. We have all taken it. Tyler too.
He always liked that sort of thing.
He gave his life for this. Tyler came to us in the winter. We were hiding in the mountains of Bjelašnica, north of Sarajevo.
Šta se njega tiče gde je Bjelašnica?
Pa hoćeš ti me ražaskaj glava da pustiš da govorim? When Tyler came, we had no food, no guns, nothing. Tyler brought us guns.
What did Tyler want from August Schmidt?
Tyler was given a mission by the general himself. It was a great treasure that belonged to the Serbian people.
What was it?
It was called a Firebird. I never saw it. Tyler was to sell it for gold to buy the guns from the German. If the German finds out that we have lost the gold, everything is lost. You must tell him that we have the gold and that we want to buy the guns.
Why should I help you cheat August Schmidt?
Cheat him? How can you speak of cheating a German? The Germans are taking our land, the food from our children. We are like slaves in our own land. Tyler understood this. If you betray us, you betray the cause he died for.
It's your cause, not mine.
Da ga ubijem odmah.
Zabranjujem ti, on je bio Tylerov prijatelj.
Ti ćeš ga pustiti da izađe odavde? Ti si veća budala nego što sam mislila.
Oh, by the way, Herr Schmidt mentioned that he was having some merchandise put on the train at Munich. So long, madame.
Izvoli.
Pardon me.
Pardon. Izvoli.
Good morning. How is your grandfather?
He's sleeping.
Good. Don't forget the tea.
I won't. I want to thank you for what you did. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't been there.
Has he been ill for long?
I don't know. I've been living in France. Grandfather came to bring me home to Russia. I knew he wasn't well, but I have written out your poem.
Thank you, Tatiana.
Excuse me. К вашему сведению, после нанесенного...
Pardon me.
What were you writing all morning?
Just my diary.
I thought it must be a novel. You were writing such a long time. When can I read it?
You want to read my diary?
Of course, unless it's a secret.
Well, it is, rather. No one's ever asked me before. I don't know what to say.
I'm just teasing you. It was just to see the look on your face.
Really? Sophie.
You were really funny. You would have thought I was asking to borrow money.
Вы в самом деле либерал?
Я думал, что за 4 года пребывания в Париже вы хоть чему-нибудь научились. Видать, буржуазная система образования готовит девушек лишь для замужества, и вы наверняка были надежно защищены от всего, даже отдаленно напоминающего идею.
Алексей, зачем вы так говорите? В детстве мы каждый день играли. to my compartment, please?
But of course, mademoiselle.
Pardon me? Herr Schmidt?
Excusez-moi, monsieur. Bonjour, monsieur.
Excusez-moi.
Eh petit, viens.
Tu me le donnes?
Non. Je l'ai trouvé. Il est à moi.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Hé, reviens. Je ne te ferai pas de mal. Je m'excuse. On échange.
D'accord. Si tu veux.
Il dort. Non. Il ne marche plus.
Shall we order some champagne?
Champagne? It's not even 10 o'clock. So what? You really are rather wonderful. Do you know that?
Excuse me. Ladies, I'm not overhearing you discuss champagne. That is the subject I know something about. May I invite you to join me in a bottle of perfectly good 1906?
We cross one. Oh, thank you. You're very lovely.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is August.
Sophie Epernay. And this meeting person is Mademoiselle Norton.
You are French.
I'm Bohemian. And Mademoiselle Norton is English.
Indeed. How far are you in traveling?
As far as possible. Thank you. And what's your use?
Communicating to my wife children.
How lovely. It's too bad the wife can't love you. Yes, it must be hard not to have your way.
Oh, well, she has her children. But it is true, I travel a great deal.
No,
You should be careful with these countries. Babies like yourself. It's not always what I say.
Are you always what you see?
Schmidt. Why? What do I seem?
To me, I think you like a man with many secrets.
Secrets? Me?
Oh, yes.
I can tell you that for me to be sitting here talking, it is delightful, baby. So shocking. You young ladies. This is a secret I would better not tell my wife.
Darling, I feel another one of my headaches coming on.
Oh no, you better lie down right away. It was a pleasure to meet you, Monsieur Auguste. We'll drink that champagne another time, yes?
You have my water, Anna. Excusez-moi, monsieur. Bonjour, monsieur. Herr Whitney, soon we will arrive in München. Are you ready to cease with our agreement?
Yeah, the answer is yes. Our deal is on.
Your attention, ladies and gentlemen. The Orient Express is now leaving for Vienna.
Bitte sehr vorsichtig sein mit diesem großen Koffer. Um Gottes Willen nicht hinfallen.
Meine Damen und Herren, der Orient Express fährt jetzt in Richtung Wien, Budapest, Belgrad und Konstantinopel an. Bitte alle einsteigen.
Нет, девушка, играете в шахматы как мужчина.
Да? Вот.
Замечательно. Трюк, достойный вашего деда.
Ну почему вы все время вспоминаете дедушку? Ведь вы же со мной играете, а не с ним.
Он вас хорошо играть научил.
I've had other teachers since then, Alexei Sergeyevich. I'm not a little girl anymore.
No, you're not.
Herr Schmidt, are you having lunch alone?
As a matter of fact, I'm waiting for a lady.
Have a nice way.
I understand Count Obolensky was quite ill during the night.
He's much better today, monsieur. Fortunately, we had a doctor on board.
A doctor? Not a Russian doctor?
No, sir. An American. Monsieur Whitney.
How interesting. Is he actually treating the Count, then?
He has given him a sedative, monsieur.
Sedative?
I believe a sort of herbal tea.
Oh, well, I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Still, it does seem a little irregular. Not that we English see anything wrong with a cup of tea. It can do wonders for an upset stomach. Still, one rather expects to see the usual paraphernalia. A doctor's bag instills confidence and so on. Given the importance of the patient, I mean. I suppose Mr. Whitney is travelling with quite a bit of luggage.
Monsieur?
Oh, you know, so many Americans do.
I cannot say, monsieur.
Must be the fellow I passed just now in the smoking car. Rather young, isn't he, for a doctor?
I believe he is young, yes.
I must say, he didn't look at all like the usual sort of American one expects to see on these trains. You know, flashing money about. Quite the opposite, in fact. Rather unusual for a young fellow like that to book a double compartment, prices being what they are and all that. Wouldn't you say?
I do not know, monsieur.
Well, I suppose he wants his privacy. Nothing wrong with that.
Monsieur, I really must return.
No, of course, of course. Don't let me keep you.
Thank you, monsieur. Au revoir.
Premier service. Premier service. Le déjeuner est servi. Lunch is served. Premier service. Premier service. Le déjeuner est servi. Lunch is served. Premier service.
Ah, Miss Wolf, please let me help you.
Oh, thank you.
Are you comfortable? Yes, I'm so glad. Everybody wanted to sit in your seat. I've been like a soldier fighting them away.
Oh, really?
I would not let anybody sit here. What shall we order? Shall we get some wine?
That would be lovely.
I think a good red wine, yes? Oh, forgive me. Perhaps you would like something lighter?
My father drank red wine and I'm afraid I picked up the habit. I know it's not very ladylike.
Nonsense. We will be able to share a bottle. I hope I will not get drunk.
Why?
Oh, I'm turning into a happy little devil, especially when I am surrounded by a beautiful lady.
You are a charmer.
Bonjour monsieur, madame. Avez-vous fait votre choix?
Madame and I will have both the roast chicken and we begin with the fish soup.
Oh, thank you.
And a bottle of your best Chateau Lafite 1904.
Very good, monsieur.
On the train, the wine is ruined anyway by the vibration.
No, I remember him using it as a kind of sieve, to test salinity in the water. Most remarkable in a boy of 7. Don't you agree?
Quite remarkable.
It is a natural curiosity of the scientific mind, monsieur.
Yes, all that trapped in the body of a little boy. Oh, good Lord. Not this silly business with Madame K.O. again. So typical. To devote weeks on end of the front page to this preposterous murder trial. One would think nothing else was happening in the whole of Europe. Well, tell me, you're a Frenchman. What's your opinion of the affair? Why do the tawdry details of a murder trial exert such a fascination for the public mind? And not to say it only happens in France, of course. The English papers are much better. But still, the French do push it rather far. 6 columns across the front page of Le Figaro, with complete transcripts of the trial on page 12. It is a bit much. Don't you agree?
Excuse me. It is time I took my family to lunch.
Is it noon already? My goodness, so it is.
With the piano it's a little bit more difficult.
Aber
Yes.
Herr Schmidt, ich bin wirklich daran interessiert, was Sie machen geschäftlich. What is your business anyway? You make it sound so mysterious.
I'm afraid you would find it very boring, but without going into detail, I will say that my work here is not only commerce, and that in my own small way, I'm doing my part for the fatherland.
Je ne vois pas pourquoi vous avez à partager votre compartiment avec cet Anglais. La compagnie n'aurait-elle pas pu le mettre ailleurs?
Dans ma profession, il est parfois nécessaire de s'habituer à des conditions de vie difficiles.
C'est exactement pour cela que François et moi venons nous installer à Abadan, pour vous offrir une maison respectable. Chercher du pétrole dans le désert. Pourquoi ne sommes-nous pas restés à Villefranche? Votre situation était enviable. Notre petite maison était si jolie. Mon jardin était prêt à fleurir. Y aura-t-il des jardins à Abadan?
Le désert n'est pas réputé pour ses jardins, mais pour son pétrole.
Et quand il n'y aura plus de pétrole, François sera aussi sauvage qu'un nomade du désert. Il est déjà tellement impossible. Il rampe par terre et ramasse toujours les choses les plus sales.
Maman, regarde à la fenêtre. Il y a un cimetière.
Le sol est un endroit naturel pour trouver des insectes.
Oh, il est impossible de vous parler. D'abord le chien et maintenant le violon. C'est vraiment incroyable. Je veux à tout prix parler au chef de train.
Est-ce que c'est elle assise avec le gros monsieur? Je trouve qu'elle est très belle.
François, je t'ordonne de manger.
Good afternoon.
Monsieur, welcome. Please follow me. We have a nice table for you right here in the corner.
Thank you.
Enjoy your lunch, monsieur.
Yes, monsieur.
The escalope. That's a sort of veal cutlet, isn't it?
L'escalope de veau. Yes, monsieur.
Well, I'll have that. Well done, please.
Very good, monsieur.
Mind if I join you?
No, by all means. I don't believe we've been introduced. George Abbott.
Tyler Whitney.
What foul weather. Can't seem to get out of this storm. It must be raining all across Europe. Quite remarkable, really. I understand you've made friends with the Obolenskis. You must introduce me. I'm fascinated by Russia. That was quite a scare you had last night. The chef de train told me you handled it quite well. You didn't happen to notice whether the other Russian fellow, what's his name, the young fellow, was hanging about?
I don't recall seeing him.
I'm afraid the old man has quite lost his head. Still, he has played a role for years as a sort of informal ambassador for the Tsar, if you know what I mean. I didn't know you were a doctor.
And you?
Oh, I'm travelling on business. Every now and then the company has a little matter to take care of on the continent, so off I go. Isn't she enchanting? That violinist, Miss Wolfe, she seems to be getting on rather well with Herr Schmidt. Not her type, I would have thought. Rather a surprise to see Herr Schmidt here. One would think he'd have his hands full back in Germany, what with his factories stepping up production and all that. Such an industrious people, the Germans. I wonder what business he has in the East. But you haven't told me a thing about yourself. Will you be going far?
All the way to Constantinople.
Oh, how lovely. Business or pleasure?
Actually, I'm traveling for my health.
Yes, so nice to get away from one's troubles, assuming one has any. New climates, new horizons and all that. Of course, I don't need to tell you that, you being a doctor. Quite a coincidence you're being a doctor, and an American, I mean. When I boarded at Munich, the police were looking for an American doctor who'd got away from the police in Paris. Apparently he's mixed up with those Irish fanatics, Home Rule and all that, the ones that killed that policeman. Papers were full of it. Anyhow, it seems that this young doctor is in quite a bit of trouble.
Don't believe everything you read in the papers.
No, but I do. It's so much more fun that way. Still, it's none of my concern. I say, that jacket looks a bit short of the arms. Was it a French tailor who took it in for you?
I think I'll go check on the Oblinskis.
Yes, of course. Look forward to seeing you again. What a pleasant fellow.
Разговоры о политических партиях. Это все делается правящим классом для показухи. Всякое правительство рабства. Все они стоят одно другого.
Ваш ход. Ну вот вы все развалили, а подумали вы о том, что будет возведено взамен?
Ничего не понадобится возводить взамен тирании. Как только частная собственность будет упразднена, все люди станут равными и свободными. Новое мирное общество образуется само по себе.
Вы так и не сделали ваш ход?
Shall we sit here? I think this will be more comfortable, don't you?
I have eaten so much I could just lie down on one of these couches and go to sleep.
Go right ahead. I will wake you when we reach
Послушать вас, так все вокруг него. Вы только хотите, что все развалить.
Когда люди наподобие вашего деда вершат жизнью и смертью миллионов русских людей, кто-то должен их свергнуть.
Ой, это просто поразительно. Вы же одержимый, дедушка. Да что вы его так ненавидите?
За то, что он сделал с Россией. С нами со всеми. Помните, что произошло в прошлой зимой в Львове?
Fräulein Wolf, it is a privilege to meet so talented an artist. My name is Kronos.
Your Excellency, you do me a great honor.
My car is equipped with a piano. I wonder if you would do me the favor of joining me in a duet. It will help pass the time on this rather long journey.
What a splendid idea!
Shall we say 3 o'clock?
I shall count the minutes until then. Good day.
Is it very tiresome, your business in Vienna?
Oh, well, you know, you always hope that a man will keep his word. When he does not, one hates to lose a good bit of business, but man kann nicht anders.
Also dann kommt Ihr Geschäft nicht zustande? Ist es abgesagt?
Deuxième service. Deuxième service. Le déjeuner est servi. Lunch is served. Deuxième service.
Allez, viens.
I too studied music in my youth. If I may say so, I was not without promise. Alas, life had other plans for me.
We are none of us free to choose our own destiny, Herr Schmidt.
Ah, but when you play, madame, you make all of us feel that we are free and that we can fly with wings.
Oh, I'd better get ready for the concert now.
I will be in the front row.
You're very kind, Herr Schmidt.
Please, call me August.
Excusez-moi,
me. Bonjour, monsieur.
Excusez-moi, madame.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, madam. Oh, excuse me. No, don't get up. I'll just sit right here and read my paper.
Pardon me?
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Would you open my compartment, please?
But of course, mademoiselle.
Pardonnez-moi, monsieur. Excuse me.
Excusez-moi, madame.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Ah, Herr Whitney. The merchandise has been loaded onto the train. I have fulfilled my part of the bargain. I want to see the gold.
Our agreement included delivery of the arms in Belgrade. We're not in Belgrade yet.
Herr Whitney, since I boarded this train, I have begun to feel that things are not as they should be. If you cannot reassure me, I intend to get off in Vienna and take my merchandise with me. Guten Tag!
Organise un concert cet après-midi. Madame Wolf jouera une œuvre pour violon. Il souhaite la compagnie de certains passagers. Voici la liste. Le spectacle est prévu pour 3 heures. Assurez-vous que les désirs de son Excellence soient respectés.
Monsieur le comte Obolensky, sa petite-fille, mademoiselle de Breteuil et son amie. Très bien, monsieur.
Pardon me.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Who is it?
C'est le conducteur, madame.
Come in.
Excuse me, mademoiselle. Prince Kronos requests the honor of your presence this afternoon at 3 o'clock in his private car. He has arranged a small concert.
My grandfather?
If mademoiselle will permit a small suggestion, perhaps a change of air would do you good.
Excusez-moi.
Mademoiselle Wolf is a world-famous violinist. It would be a shame for her.
Dear friend, last night my seductress allowed me to sit by the side of her bed for a long while and brush her hair. How happy I was. Her embrace pulled me into a dream.
Bonjour, monsieur. Oui, madame.
Cette fois-ci, ça suffit. Il faut faire quelque chose avec ce chien.
Je suis désolé, madame. Madame a été dérangée?
Les odeurs, les aboiements, c'en est trop. Un chien de petite taille, peut-être. Un caniche serait supportable. Mais un monstre pareil, et avec un petit garçon dans le compartiment voisin.
Je suis terriblement désolé, madame. J'insisterai auprès de madame Wolf pour qu'elle surveille son chien.
Mais non, voyons. Vous savez bien que c'est impossible. Ce chien devait être en cage, dans la soute à bagages, tout simplement. Je dois dire que je suis très surprise qu'une compagnie aussi respectable satisfasse avec tant d'indulgence les caprices de créatures excentriques, d'artistes, au point d'ignorer ses clients les plus respectables. Je pensais avoir acheté un billet pour un train de grand luxe, pas un ticket pour le cirque.
Je comprends, madame. Votre opinion est entièrement justifiée. Je vais en parler au chef de train immédiatement.
Je souhaite que vous fassiez plus que lui parler. Je souhaite vivement que cet animal soit expulsé des voitures-lits. M'avez-vous comprise?
Oh oui, madame.
Excusez-moi, madame. Excusez-moi, monsieur Whitney. Prince Kronos wishes to invite you to a concert in his private car. Madame Wolf will play the violin.
And he wants me to be there.
Oh yes, monsieur. 3 o'clock. His Excellency was most eager that you should attend.
Who is it?
Just a minute.
Madame Boutarel.
C'est très gênant. Vous n'avez pas réussi à l'amadouer.
C'est délicat. Vous comprenez, Madame Boutarel et son mari ne sont pas invités au concert de Madame Wolf. Rien n'est pire qu'une femme vexée. Je crois bien qu'elle ne soit pas prête.
Excusez-moi.
Conducteur, madame. Excusez-moi, madame.
Excusez-moi.
Je suis vraiment désolé. But we have received a complaint about the barking.
Oh no.
Of course, for you, we have always made an exception. But now that a passenger has complained...
Must he go to the baggage car?
The passenger has insisted, madame. What can I do?
Excuse me?
Just a moment.
Excuse me,
Excusez-moi,
madame.
monsieur. Excusez-moi.
Kleiner, sei nicht traurig.
Excusez-moi,
Es wird dir schon
excusez-moi.
gut gehen im Gepäckwagen. Komm her, mein Schatz. Oh, na komm.
Forgive me, madame.
You make sure he has plenty of water. He really doesn't like the baggage car.
Of course, madame. You are kind. I'm very, very sorry. Good dog, good doggy. Pardonnez-moi.
Le train entre en gare de Wels. Wels, 15 minutes d'arrêt. Le train entre en gare de Wels.
Who is this prince? That's what I'd like to know.
I don't think he's a prince of anything.
It all sounds very mysterious. Why do you think he invited us and not Madame Bouturel?
It's very simple. He's a snob. He does not know me. He only knows my name, de Breteuil. He thinks to invite the noblesse to make himself important. That's why he does not invite some petit bourgeois like the Bouturel. But he invites the Comte Oblensky, who he does not know.
Then you don't think we should accept?
Why not? It will be less boring than listening to Madame Bouturel.
Did I tell you what she said to me this morning? Apparently the reason she and her husband aren't sharing an apartment is that their little boy... Excuse me.
Tu reviens?
Yes, I will be a minute.
Bon, d'accord. Je t'attends.
Excuse me, got a light?
Je ne parle pas l'anglais, monsieur.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Mr. Dolnikov.
Tu es parti longtemps.
Was I? I'm sorry. Were you terribly bored?
Yes.
I told Madame Bouturel about the concert and she was absolutely livid.